Glad to have you join us. This is a news update at 12 on Dominion Television. Ibadan, Amoluwayemi Adelakun. President Bola Tinubu has called on residents and businesses in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) to fulfill their tax, ground rent, and other statutory payment obligations, stressing that government revenue is vital for sustaining infrastructure development across the capital city. The president, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, made the appeal during the inauguration of the newly completed Arterial Road N5, stating that citizens' compliance with tax and land-related payment would enable government to deliver more developmental projects. He further stated that the new route corridor will ease movement across Tape, Kamo, Gwarimpa, Kado, Mbora, and Idu, while boosting economic activities through improved access to industrial and commercial hubs. The House of Representatives is set to vote on a bill seeking to establish state police as part of effort to tackle growing insecurity across the country. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, who sponsored the bill and chairs the House Committee on Constitution Review, said the amendment would move policing from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent legislative list, ending the federal government's sole control of policing. The proposal seeks to amend the Constitution to allow states to establish and operate their own police formations and provide legal backing for community policing as a collaborative approach to crime prevention and public safety. The Nigerian Army says it has resolved tensions following an unauthorized incursion by Cameroonian troops into Danari community in Boki local government area of Cross River State. Acting Deputy Director of Army Public Relations, 82 Division, Lieutenant Colonel Olabisi Ayeni, said troops at the forward operating base in Danare responded after reports of foreign military presence and engaged Cameroonian authorities. According to him, the situation was later resolved in line with border protocols, leading to the withdrawal of the foreign troops after a dispute over farmland levies between Danare, Nigeria, and Dade in Cameroon. The Army confirmed that normalcy has returned to the area and urged residents to remain calm, assuring that troops are maintaining surveillance to prevent a recurrence while cautioning against the spread of unverified information. The Coalition Against Insecurity, Oyo State chapter, has called for the immediate release of all abducted persons across the country, warning that worsening insecurity and economic hardship threaten national stability. The group made the call during a press conference held in Ibadan, the state capital. Our correspondent, Damlola Daudu, has the details.
Described the rising cases of kidnapping, banditry and violent crimes as evidence of failure in Nigerian security system, leaving many citizens unsafe in their communities and on major highways. He added that the group is demanding unconditional release of all abducted children, teachers and other victims, while urging government and security agencies to intensify rescue efforts and ensure greater accountability.
The rising wave of kidnapping, banditry, terrorism, violent criminality has exposed the deep failure of the existing security architecture and the anti-poor policies that have worsened poverty, unemployment, and social despair in Nigeria today. Our foremost demand is the immediate and safe freedom of all adopted children, teachers, and other Nigerians currently held captive by either bandits and other criminal groups. We stand in solidarity with all affected families, communities. We insist that every abducted person deserves urgent rescue efforts and that no victim should be abandoned to their fate. We therefore demand the reversal of all anti-poor economic policies and the implementation of massive public investment in education, healthcare, and housing. The government must create decent jobs for millions of unemployed youths, guarantee living wages for workers, adequately fund public schools and university, restore and expand social welfare program, and establish public work program capable of absorbing large number of unemployed young people.
Speaking further, Comrade Rasheedat Adishino added that as part of efforts to help tackle insecurity, the coalition advocated the establishment of democratically elected multi-ethnic community security communities to strengthen local participation in intelligence gathering and crime prevention.
There can't be democracy when there is insecurity. And we want to call on all Nigerians who are currently dissatisfied with the current state of insecurity in the country, with the current state of hunger in the country, with the current state of bad policies of government, unemployment and all, to kindly join us.
They further called on Nigerians Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress and allied groups to consider a 48 hours nationwide general strike, mass protest and the planned June 12 nationwide action to press for improved security, accountability and better living conditions for Nigerians. The coalition concluded by urging Nigerians to unite in demanding security, justice and governance that prioritize the welfare of the people. Damilola Daudu reporting for Dominion News.
Speaking at the press conference, Comrade Abiodun Bamboyi described the rise in cases of kidnapping, banditry and violent crimes as evidence of failures in Nigeria's security system, leaving many citizens unsafe in their communities and on major highways. They further called on the Nigeria Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress and allied groups to consider a 48-hour nationwide general strike, mass protests and the planned June 12 nationwide action to press for improved security, accountability and better living conditions for Nigerians. Talking politics, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has fixed June 16 to June 25, 2026 for political parties to conduct primary elections in restored state constituencies across Benue, Delta, Jigawa and Kogi State ahead of the 2027 general election. INEC announced the timetable in a statement signed by the National Commission and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohamed Kudu Aruna, following court judgment directing the restoration of previously suppressed constituencies. INEC also directed political parties to notify the Commission ahead of their primaries and reaffirm its commitment to credible, inclusive and transparent electoral processes as preparations for the 2027 general election continue. On the foreign scene, finance ministers in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania are set to present their 2026-2027 budget to Parliament today, with attention focused on how the government plan to manage rising economic pressures linked to the ongoing Middle East conflict. The region is considered highly vulnerable to global cost shocks due to its dependence on imported petroleum products and fertilizers. Concerns over rising import costs have already prompted the African Development Bank to lower East Africa's growth forecast for the year. Meanwhile, in Kenya, the region's largest economy investors are closely watching Finance Minister John Mbadi's budget proposals for measures to address high debt repayments. The United States and Iran exchanged fresh airstrikes for a second consecutive day, raising fears over the collapse of the fragile ceasefire reached in April. The U.S. military said it targeted Iranian surveillance, communications and air defense facilities in response to what it described as continued aggression by Tehran. President Donald Trump warned that further strikes could follow unless Iran immediately agrees to a peace deal with Washington. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it responded by targeting U.S. military facilities in Bahrain, Kuwait and Jordan. Meanwhile, oil prices rose sharply amid growing concerns over the impact of the conflict on regional stability and global energy supplies. In another development, 3 Indian sailors have been killed following a U.S. missile strike on an oil tanker near Oman, according to the Indian government. The United States said the vessel, identified as the MT Sethbelo, was struck in the Gulf of Oman after its crew repeatedly failed to comply with instructions from American forces. The attack reportedly targeted the ship's engine room. The incident comes as tensions between the United States and Iran continue to escalate. Both countries exchanged attacks for a second consecutive day, with U.S. forces striking military and surveillance sites in southern Iran, while Tehran responded with attacks on American military bases in Bahrain and Kuwait. Talking sport, FIFA has defended its ticket pricing and handling of visa-related issues ahead of the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which kicks off today with co-host Mexico facing South Africa at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Speaking ahead of the tournament, FIFA President Gianni Infantino dismissed criticism over high ticket prices and the denial of entry visas to some officials and fans. News update on Dominion Television. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun saying thank you for watching and good afternoon.